One of the best known institutions in Vancouver is VanCity, which is a credit union with over 14 billion in assets and more than 400,000 members. And it's coming up to have an election for its board of directors. And normally this is a run-of-the-mill thing, but something's happening. It's very interesting this year is that Bob Williams, who's one of the directors, is backing 3 of the incumbents who are not members of the action team. And for people who know the history of VanCity, the action team was called the Action Slate, and Bob Williams created it in the 1980s, and it was kind of a left-wing takeover of the board of directors of this credit union. And after he was joined by David Levy, who was a venture capitalist, he was a broker, I believe, back in those days. Darlene Marzari, who was a former city councillor, went on to become an NDP cabinet minister. And then later they were joined by Tim Lewis, who's best known as a Vancouver city councillor, a left-wing lawyer. And they took control of the VanCity Credit Union, and they did a whole bunch of innovative things, including starting the first ethical mutual fund in Canada. They dropped the ATM fees. And anyway, so things went along for many years. What's happened in 2007, Bob Williams got back on the board, and he's been trying to promote the arts in Vancouver. And he got this report done here, which is called Power of the Arts in Vancouver, Creating a Great City, an Italian professor, Pierluigi Sacco, and brought it forward, and it had 14 recommendations for the VanCity board to advance the arts in Vancouver. He's felt that the board, the action team, as they're now called, has not embraced this to a degree that he would like. So now he's backing 3 candidates who are not members of the action team, and these are Wendy Holm, Kim Griffith, and Lisa Barrett. Lisa Barrett's best known as the former mayor of Bowen Island. Wendy Holm is an agrologist, farmland advocate. And there's a chance that Bob Williams could take control of the VanCity board again if his members, the people he's supporting, win, and then he's able to obtain the support of another director, Doreen Braverman, who's still on the board. The irony is Doreen Braverman is the mother-in-law of Colin Hanson, if it's getting complicated, who's the BC Liberal finance minister. But the action team is fighting back, and they have Jan O'Brien is running, Todd Maffin, a broadcaster, and the 3rd candidate is Hugh Legg, who's well known to people in the labor movement. So it's quite a Donnybrook. You've got David Levy and Darlene Marzari backing the action team. You've got Bob Williams backing his slate. And voting is at the branches from March 27th to April 4th, and whoever wins could end up in control of a $14 billion Vancouver financial institution. For the Georgia Strait, I'm Charlie Smith.